Hi, everyone. We're just giving everyone a chance to join the event before we get started. Thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, it's 8:03. Thanks, everyone, for coming to our YALSA Trivia Night, particularly those librarians who are joining us from the YALSA Symposium. We're excited to be spending this hour with you for some fun games and, of course, lots of books. We know this week has been really hectic for everyone, so we hope that this event can bring some joy to your evening. My name is Kristen Luby. I'm the marketing manager of the MacKids School and Library team, and I'm joined by two of my colleagues tonight who are going to introduce themselves now.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mary Van Aken. I'm the Director of Publicity at Macmillan Children's Publishing Group. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Hi, everyone. I'm Melissa Croce, and I am the Associate Marketing Manager with the School and Library team at Macmillan Children's, and I will be behind the scenes. Thank you so much for being here.
Great. Thank you, Mary and Melissa. Tonight's trivia game will test our authors and your knowledge of library history, ALA award history, and young adult literature. There will be one round of trivia questions, which our authors will take turns answering. However, at any point during the game, they may call on you for some help answering their questions. We'll explain how those lifelines work in just a few minutes, but first, I want to go over just a few housekeeping notes. I think most of us are Zoom experts at this point, but if you're new to Zoom, just a few notes. You will only be seeing and hearing our staff and our authors on camera tonight. We can't see or hear you, but you can use the chat feature to let us know if you're having trouble seeing or hearing us, and to chat with your fellow attendees. Please note that the default setting to send messages is to send messages to all panelists only. So if you want to send messages to everyone, use the drop-down menu to select all panelists and attendees. We will be moderating the chat for any tech questions, and to be sure, all comments are respectful and considerate. If you want to submit questions for our authors, you can put those in the Q&A box, and everyone who registered for the event will receive a recording of the event. And if you run into any tech issues or have to leave early, no worries, because you will get that recording. Finally, and very importantly, I want to read our Macmillan tolerance policy. At Macmillan, we expect all participants to maintain an atmosphere of respect and fairness. Anyone who violates this standard of behavior, including engaging in any form of harassment, may, at the discretion of the organizers, be immediately removed from the event. And now, without any further ado, we're going to meet our author panelists. Take it away, Mary.
Hello again. So drum roll, please. You can all do that at home, just very easily. So our first author tonight is Mike Curato, author and illustrator of the recently released graphic novel, Flamer. Mike, do you want to introduce yourself and say a few words about Flamer?
Oh, hi.
Back to us, Mike.
Hi, I'm Mike. I don't think my video's on.
Oh. Let's see if we can.
Oh, there we go.
Got it?
There you go, Mike.
Hi, it's me. I'm Mike Curato, and I'm really excited that my new book, Flamer, is out. Flamer is really a personal story to me. It's a work of fiction, but is very much based on my own personal experience as a teen. It is the story of Adalyn Navarro, who is a 14-year-old Filipino white mixed kid who is away at scout camp the summer before high school. And though the year is 1995, I think it's still very relevant to today. Adalyn is navigating friendships and bullying and how those can sometimes intersect. He is dealing with questions about his religion, dealing with body image issues, and dealing with racism. And all of that is just the backdrop to confronting his sexual identity. And yeah, I'm really excited it's out in the world, and I hope that you will give it a read.
Thank you so much, Mike.
So next up, we have Adalyn Grace, who is the author of the instant New York Times bestseller, All the Stars and Teeth, and its upcoming sequel, All the Tides of Fate. Hi, Adalyn. Do you want to say a few words to the audience?
I really like how we're all popping up on here, kind of like the Brady Bunch, like individually. Like, yeah, I'm Adalyn. My first book was All the Stars and Teeth. It came out last February. It is about a morally gray princess who was forced to team up with a mysterious pirate to save her kingdom from a dangerous magical new threat. And the second book, which I'm so excited to share with everybody this upcoming February 2nd, is basically more magic, more adventure, new crew members, new islands to discover, and I'm just really excited to share it with everybody.
Thank you, Adalyn. And then up next, you know her as the author of many before I move on from Adalyn, I should just call out that for those of you who are attending the YALSA Symposium this weekend, you can catch Adalyn at the Morris program on Saturday, November 7th. So that's tomorrow. Because today is Friday. This week has felt like forever, but reminder, today is Friday. Okay, so really now up next, you know her as the author of many best-selling and critically acclaimed thrillers for teens, including her newest thriller, Playing with Fire. It is April Henry. April, please introduce yourself to the audience.
Hey there. Can you see a picture of me? Okay, start my video, sorry. I've started my video, sorry guys. I'm April Henry. I'm the author of, this will be my 26th book for teens or adults. All my books are mysteries or thrillers. This book was inspired by the Eagle Creek Fire of 2017. There was a group of hikers who did not know each other, who were all at a swimming hole called Punchbowl Falls. And the fire started and they were trapped there, and there was no way for them to get out except to hike and try and stay away ahead of the fire. And in this group were people who were totally unprepared. There were people who were only wearing flip-flops, and they had ended up hiking 22 miles at night, in the dark on highly technical trails with no supplies. And I was just so inspired with them, I decided to write a book that started with that idea.
Thank you, April. And if you missed April at tonight's YALSA Symposium opening session, that recording will be available on the Symposium event website to watch on demand. And so finally, last but certainly not least, please say hello to June Hur, author of the debut historical mystery, The Silence of Bones. She's back with a new historical mystery next year, The Forest of Stolen Girls. Hi, June. Can you introduce yourself to everyone?
Thank you so much for having me. So my name is June Hur, and I'm the author of The Silence of Bones, which is a historical mystery about a servant girl indentured to the police bureau who teams up with the inspector to look into the murder of a noblewoman. And my upcoming book, The Forest of Stolen Girls, is another standalone YA historical. And it's about two estranged sisters who end up going back to their homeland on the island of Jeju in Korea in 1426. And they're searching for their missing father, who is considered to them like the greatest detective in Joseon, Korea. And this was inspired by a document I discovered, which kind of shared about young women who were taken from Korea as tribute. And I thought that was very tragic, but also something I was really interested about. So I delve into it and ended up writing a book inspired by it.
Thank you so much, June. So for everyone at home, if you have any questions for our author contestants today, feel free to pop your questions right into the Q&A chat box here in our Zoom webinar at any point tonight. We'll come back to those at the end of the game if we have time and do our best to answer all of your questions. So you can ask those questions at any point during the game, and they can be about absolutely anything. It can be about the books, it can be about writing for teens, it can be about how the authors are doing this week, and in general, about in quarantine, anything. So pop your questions into that box and we'll come back to them at a later point in the game tonight. I'm gonna hand it back over to Kristen to walk you all through how this game is going to work.
Thank you, Mary. It is time to talk about trivia. There will be one round of trivia tonight with 20 multiple choice and true/false questions. At any point during the game, the authors may ask you to help them answer those questions by using one of two author lifelines. The first lifeline is poll the audience. Each author can poll the entire audience to help them answer the question. We're going to do one test question together to make sure everyone knows how to use the feature before we start the game. So a poll box will pop up on your screens momentarily, and you can make your best guess. And we'll give everyone a few seconds to answer. The question is, what does the acronym ALA stand for? Is it Amazing Librarians of America? Is it the American Library Association? Is it Aren't Librarians Awesome? Or is it Alpacas, Llamas, and Aardvarks? Give everyone just about 20 seconds to answer. We're at 20. Looks like most everyone was able to vote, and then we will share the results with you. So overwhelmingly, you all selected American Library Association. There are a couple alpacas in the audience tonight. Thank you for tuning in. So then the authors would be able to decide if they want to go with the audience. I always think that's your best bet, especially with librarians. They usually know the right answer. Or you can go rogue and choose a different answer if you'd like to, but it might hurt your chances. So now we're going to go over to our second. Well, first, let's reveal what the correct answer to that was. Oop, we skipped over a slide. Sorry about that. So the correct answer was B, American Library Association. Our next author lifeline is raise your hand. To use this feature, if you know the correct answer to the next question, you can use the raise your hand feature. The question is, what day is it today? Don't worry, you won't be on camera. If you raise your hand, it will just be audio. So if you're wearing your sweatpants like I normally am, no worries. We can't see you. We can only hear you tonight. So we're going to choose someone at random. And if you can just say your name and where you're calling from and give us what you think the correct answer to this question is. It is a tough one. I never know what day it is anymore. Okay.
It's Friday.
Alicia, thank you. Where are you calling from tonight?
From Alexandria, Virginia.
Great. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah.
Let's see if you got the right answer.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. It would be weird if you didn't. Oh, we skipped over the answer. Oh, hold on one second. Yes, you were right. The answer is Friday. Thank you so much for your help.
But what year is it though?
What year is it? Sorry, that wasn't an official trivia question, so we're gonna have to figure that one out ourselves. So once again, the authors can use that those lifelines at any point during tonight's event. There's no limit on how many times they can use them, so be ready to answer those questions. Our authors are playing trivia for fun and bragging rights tonight, but you are not playing just for fun. You can enter to win books by all of our author contestants. We're going to post a link in the Zoom chat bar, which you can fill out for your chance to win. We'll also be sending you a link to that Google form when we send you the recording of tonight's program. So if you're not able to fill it out right now, no worries. You have until next week to fill out that form. And now that we know how to play tonight's game, we are going to get started. Each author, like I said, will take turns answering questions. We're going to go in alpha order by author last name. So Mike, then Adalyn, then April, and finally June. Let's get started. So Mike, this first question is for you. Question number 1. I have to minimize. Okay. Founded on April 24th, 1800, this library was listed by the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's largest library by catalog size in 2016. Is it A, the New York Public Library, B, the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C., C, the British Library in London, or D, the Shanghai Library in China? Do you think you know the answer to this one?
I might. Let me try it out.
Okay.
I'm going to go with B, Library of Congress.
B, Library of Congress. Do you want to double check your answer, or are you feeling pretty solid about that one?
I'm going to not check, and I'm going to thoroughly embarrass myself, and then I will ask for help from now on.
I love the comment. Let's figure out if you have the right answer.
Okay.
Oops, we went to question 2. That's a preview of your question, Adalyn. You were correct. It is the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C.
All right, I got one. I thought I was going to be asking you all for help all night long, but
you did it on your own. Congratulations. So next up is Adalyn with question 2. Adalyn, this question is an ALA award history question. American-Born Chinese by Jean Loing Yang was the first graphic novel to win which of these awards? Was it A, the Newbery Award, B, the Prince Award, C, the Seibert Award, or D, the Margaret A. Edwards Award?
So my gut is telling me Prince solely based on the name because I think it sounds like a really cool award name. But I'm for sure going to poll the audience for this one.
Excellent. So we're going to launch that poll. You'll see it pop up in just a few seconds. And librarians help her out. She thinks it's Prince. Is she right? Questions are coming in. Can you see the results, Adalyn, as they're coming in? We're going to share them.
No, I can't. I just get the poll to like guess myself. Excellent. But I don't want to skew the results because I want to win.
So solely going on name is good for me. The Prince Award does sound like a royal award. So we gave everyone, we'll give them 30 seconds. Looks like most people have answered. Great. So we're going to share those results. And overwhelmingly, they said Prince.
Yeah.
You want to stick with that answer?
Yeah.
Excellent. So let's see if you guys were right. Yes, it was B, the Prince Award, which is the award for outstanding young adult literature. So that was a great guess.
Always go with your gut.
Always go with your gut. So question 3 is for April. This renowned pair of lions sit outside the New York Public Library's 42nd Street branch. What are their names? Is it A, Justice and Peace, B, Liberty and Justice, C, Patience and Fortitude, or D, Wisdom and Truth?
And I thought I was going to nail all these because my very first job was at a library. And I was so young, I used to hide in the stacks and read Judy Blume when I was supposed to be shelving books. I think it's Patience and Fortitude, but maybe we could do the raise the hand thing and somebody could tell me if I'm right.
Okay, so librarians and teachers, if you know the answers to this question, help April out, raise your hand and we will call on someone at random. Okay, and say your name and where you're calling from when we call on you.
Hi, this is Danielle from Portland, Oregon, and you are right, April. Patience and Fortitude.
Yay!
Your fellow Portlander helping you out there, April. Okay, let's see if that's the right answer. Is it C, Patience and Fortitude? Oops, keep skipping questions here. That's a preview. It is C, Patience and Fortitude. Thank you very much, Danielle, for your help with that one. Okay, question 4 goes to June. The Library of Alexandria was believed to hold the most complete collection of ancient literature ever assembled before it was destroyed by a fire in 48 BC. Who was the primary suspect in its destruction? Was it A, Marcus Aurelius, B, Cleopatra, C, Mark Antony, or D, Julius Caesar?
I'm leaning towards Mark Antony, but I'm not sure. I'm probably wrong, so I'll poll the audience.
Okay, audience, get ready. That poll is going to pop up in just a few seconds. June, I thought you might know this one because I know that you study history, but maybe not.
Not that.
Alexandrian history. If it was a Korea question, you would have nailed it, I'm sure.
I hope that's true. But I'm like, I know all these characters, I know all these historical figures, but I don't know who burned the library.
All right. Looks like they may have stumped some people. There is a mix of answers here.
Ooh.
We're going to give
no.
everyone 30 seconds again to plug in their vote. Make your best guess. Okay. So it is mixed, but 40% did say Julius Caesar.
Yeah, I'm going to choose Julius Caesar.
Okay. Let's see if that's correct.
The suspense.
Is D, Julius Caesar. And I did write this question in. I'm scared to check the chat and see if the librarians are fact checking me. This is the leading theory, but it is not, I think, officially been determined. And I also think that the Library of Alexandria didn't completely burn down. It was actually destroyed over a few years after that. So if librarians are fact checking me right now, I'm sorry. This is my best Google research here. And 40% of you did agree with me. Question 5, let's go back to Mike. Where was the first public library opened in the United States? Was it A, Boston, Massachusetts, B, Charleston, C, St. Augustine, or D, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania?
Ooh, okay. I'm definitely gonna need help with this one.
Okay.
I feel like I should know this, but if I could make an educated guess, well, I don't know. I think it's C or D, but let's poll the audience.
Let's poll the audience. That poll is going to pop up in just a few seconds. And let us know what you think the best guess is here. We'll give everyone about 30 seconds to answer. If you had to hazard a guess, Mike, what do you think? You think it's C or D?
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I know St. Augustine is very old. I know Philly's very old. And then I'm like, how much older is Philly older than Boston? I don't know.
All right, well, most of our librarians have answered. Let's find out what they said. They said Philly.
Okay.
What do you think?
Let's go with Philly. See what
Okay.
happens.
Let's see. There is a suspense before we reveal. It was D, Philadelphia.
All right, thanks,
The Library Company by Benjamin Franklin.
There's Benjamin Franklin.
Coming through again. And fun fact, it wasn't a free library. There was a membership cost. I think it was about 10 shillings a year to maintain the library.
Okay. As long as it was for library maintenance.
It was for library maintenance. But Benjamin Franklin is a businessman. Adalyn, this next question is for you. After the Library of Congress's core collection was destroyed by British troops in 1814, Congress approved the purchase of which man's personal library to rebuild their collection? Was it A, Benjamin Franklin, B, Alexander Hamilton, C, Thomas Jefferson, or D, Andrew Carnegie?
Well, they didn't, as far as I remember, sing about this in Hamilton.
That's good reasoning.
But I see the chat going like easy, and it's like, is it? Okay. Somebody want to raise their hand? Whoever said it's easy, I'd like to see your hand raised here, please.
Put your money where your mouth is. We're seeing some people raise their hands. When you're called on, say your name and where you're calling from.
I would guess like Hamilton or Jefferson or Franklin. I don't know, probably not Carnegie.
All right. Gregory, are you on the line? Hello? Oh, we might need to call in someone else.
Okay, now, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Sweet. Okay, it's, I'm pretty sure it's Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson. Gregory, where are you calling from tonight?
I'm calling from Boise, Idaho, where I worked at Hillside Junior High Library.
Excellent. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for helping Adalyn answer this question. Gregory says it's C, Thomas Jefferson. What do you think?
I'm going to trust Gregory here.
Okay. Is Gregory the one who said it was easy?
No, but hopefully it really is Thomas Jefferson. Yeah.
Thomas Jefferson is the correct answer. So let's go to question 7. And April, this one is for you. Who is the only author to have a unique Dewey Decimal assigned to them? Is it A, Ernest Hemingway, B, Agatha Christie, C, William Shakespeare, or D, Charles Dickens?
And if I worked in a library, why did I have no idea, like zero. Can we have a poll?
We can do a poll, certainly.
I mean, Shakespeare seems the most likely, but I would like a poll.
Okay, let's see what the librarians have to say. We'll give you all about 30 seconds to answer. How long did you work at the library, April?
I worked there for a year and a half, and my pride was that I was promoted to head of the library on Saturdays, which meant I got to boss around this woman named Rhoda. Rhoda wasn't happy with it.
Oh. Well, I bet you were a wonderful boss when you were a boss on Saturday.
I was so young, I called my own boss Mom more than once.
I think we've all done that by accident. So let's see what everyone says. They say William Shakespeare.
I'm going to go with group wisdom because just like trust your gut, we are always looking at those online reviews and thinking they're right. I am going to go with William Shakespeare.
Okay, let's see if that is the correct answer. It is C, William Shakespeare, and you can see his call number right there.
Somebody actually knew it.
Excellent. Oh, someone knew the call number in the chat?
Yes,
that is impressive. Of course they knew. Okay, and I think we are on June now. So June, this is a library fact question. Which of these libraries has the highest annual circulation of all library materials, including renewals? Is it A, the New York Public Library, B, the King County Library System, C, Multnomah County Library, or D, Los Angeles Public Library?
I'm going to guess A, but I'd like to pull an audience.
Okay, audience, get ready. That poll is going to pop up in here we go. Excellent. And June, are you a frequenter of your local library?
I used to work there.
Excellent.
Yeah, I worked there since I was a teenager as a page. So I totally get what April meant. I was like reading books.
Were you also bossing people around on Saturdays, or that's just April's?
No, I was being bossed around.
All right, we have about 30 seconds. Let's see what everyone thinks. Okay, 66% say New York Public Library. Is that what you would have guessed?
Yes, I'm going to go for New York.
Okay, let's see. There we go. It is A, New York Public Library. Okay. The librarians are really nailing it this game.
Per capita, though, it's Multnomah.
Mike, we're back to you. Which one of these is not an ALA award? Is it the A, the Mildred L. Batchelder Award, B, the Robert F. Seibert Medal, C, the Michael B. Jordan Award, or D, the Margaret A. Edwards Award?
Oh, geez. You would think after watching so many of the media awards, I would know all of them by now. Well, I obviously know that the Seibert is an award, like, no duh. And I need help with the others. I haven't called on anyone yet, so let's call on somebody.
All right, audience, raise your hands if you think you know the answer to this ALA award history question. Mike thinks the Seibert is a real award, but he's not so sure about the other ones. We're gonna call on you at, oh, there's Cynthia. Cynthia, where are you calling from?
I live in Joliet, Illinois, but I work at the White Oak Library in Romeoville.
Great, thanks for calling in. What do you think the right answer is?
C is not an award.
The Michael B. Jordan Award. Let's find out. Mike,
oh, John, like the actor. I should have known that. I was like, why does that sound so familiar? Because he's my boyfriend.
Because we're dating. So you agree that C is the right answer?
I would agree with C, yeah.
Okay, let's find out. That is correct. Michael B. Jordan is not. He deserves,
he is an award unto himself. Yes.
He deserves an award, but this is not an official ALA award as of yet. Perhaps we can all work together and make that happen. We're going to go back to Adalyn for question 10, another ALA award history question. Check Please, written and illustrated by Ngozi Ukazu, was the first graphic novel to win which of these awards? Or to be a finalist for which of these awards? Was it A, the Prince Award, B, the Morris Award, C, the Newbery Award, or D, the Coretta Scott King Award?
Ooh. I don't want to get fooled by the Prince name again.
It could be the Prince again.
I know Morris's YA debuts. I don't know if this was a debut. Okay. I'm going to pretend to guess Morris, but I'm going to poll.
Smart. Back up your guess.
Yes.
Okay, the poll is going to pop up and help Adalyn out if we know the answer to this question. I know Check Please is one of Melissa Croce's favorite graphic novels. Is it a debut?
It's so cute.
It's really, really a wonderful book. The second one is out now. All right, we're going to give people about 30 seconds to answer. Looks like most of you have voted. Just 5 seconds, then we'll end the poll. Okay, 85% say Morris.
Yeah, the gut is always right. Morris.
All right, let's find out if that's correct. It is B, the Morris Award. Nicely done. Okay, April, we're back to you.
Okay.
In 2013, Bomb, written by Steve Shankin, was a Newbery Honor winner. What other ALA awards did it win that year? Was it A, the Cybert Award, B, the YALSA Nonfiction Award, C, both A and B, or D, neither A nor B? This is kind of an SAT question, and I do apologize for the format.
All right. Well, 3 things really fast. Multnomah County, I think, has the highest per capita circulation. I was really good friends with Lisa Lisa, I can't remember what pen name she used, but she wrote one of the Morris Award books. And I have been handcuffed to Steve Shankin. And I'm going to need to have a poll because I have no idea.
Okay, let's poll and see if we know the answer. That's interesting about Multnomah. I did get it from ALA.org, I believe. The other confusing thing about the New York Public Library is that I believe Queens and Brooklyn are technically separate library systems. So I'm not sure how the numbers were counted there. Perhaps they were included in that number.
Are we going to hear about this handcuffing situation while we're waiting on the poll? Because I'm like, what?
I was showing some people at a book event how to get out of handcuffs with a bobby pin. And then Steve wanted us to be handcuffed together and he took a picture of us.
Nice.
That is excellent. All right, so I think most everyone has voted. Let's see what they think. Both A and B say 63% of librarians. What do you think?
Well, it sounds exactly like a commercial. If 63% of librarians support it, I support it too. I'm going to go for both A and B.
Excellent. Let's see if that's the correct answer. It is C, both A and B. And I also want to say that Steve Shankin is this year's Margaret A. Edwards Award winner. It is a real award. It is being presented tomorrow at the YALSA Symposium. So if you are registered for the symposium, you can tune in live tomorrow afternoon. That program is also being recorded, so you can watch it asynchronously if you're not online tomorrow. Okay, and then June, it is back to you for question 12. In what year was the first library card catalog created? Was it A, 1776, B, 1840, C, 1900, or D, 1945?
Oh, I'm so bad with dates, and I'm not going to even try to guess this one. So I will poll the audience.
Let's poll the audience. Excellent. So what helped June out with her years? Years are always a tough one to remember. That's definitely true. April, someone else was also commenting on your handcuff story during the opening session. You have to tell people that it's for research for your stories. And I know that you do a lot of research, so.
I took a class where we were kidnapped at the end of it, and I paid money to do that, but it was super useful.
Excellent. All right, so it has been 30 seconds. Let's see what the librarians think. They say 1840.
All right, I'll say 1842 then.
Okay. Let's go and see if that is the correct answer. It was at Harvard in 1840 that the first library card catalog was created. Nicely done. So Mike, we are back to you. We are all tied up. All the authors have gotten their 3 answers correct. No pressure. Here is question 13. The Beast Player by Naoko Yuashi was a 2020 Prince Honor book. What other ALA award did it win this year? Was it the Seibert Honor, the Newbery Honor, the Batchelder Honor, or a Morris finalist?
I don't think it was a Newbery Honor, and it's not a Seibert Honor, so I would say it's either C or D, and I would like to poll the audience.
Okay, audience,
and
get
I also
ready.
I haven't read this, but I want to, only based on the cover.
It is a really excellent book. I will say this is sort of a clue. It is a translation. It was originally written in Japanese. I believe I'm correct in saying that. And that is what this ALA award is for. If you know your ALA award facts. People are saying cover crush, and Beast Player does have a sequel. It is out. It is available. You can read both books now. I haven't been reading your chats. I was correct about the New York Public Library system. I don't want to know what I was incorrect about.
Aha.
Okay. So they said Batchelder. What do you think?
Let's go with Batchelder.
Great.
Sounds delicious.
Is that the correct answer? It is. It was C.
Hey,
Nicely done.
Can you tell me what the Batchelder Honor is for, please?
I believe it is for best translation. Librarians, correct me if I'm wrong about that. Okay, question 14. We are back to Adalyn. It is a true or false question. The question is, there is a library in the United States which contains no books. Is that true or false?
I'm gonna say true, and I don't know if this part's 100% true, but I lived in LA for a while and there's like a music library. So I don't know if that counts, and I don't know if there's any books there, but I'm gonna say true.
True. Okay, let's find out.
But wait. I'm gonna poll to be safe.
Okay. She thinks it's true. Is it true? Let's poll the audience. Technically, a music library would count.
Yeah, but I don't know. I never walked in there, so I don't know if there was like a book sitting there. If there was a book, then that ruins the no book rule.
That's a good point. It could be a trick question. It does sound like a trick question. It's just been about 20 seconds. We'll let those last votes come in. Okay, and let's reveal what the poll says. They say true, 100%.
100%. Okay. I'm trusting everybody.
We're very sure about this one.
Let's do true.
Okay. We will find out if it is true. Sorry, my computer is being a little slow. It is true. The Haskell Free Library and Opera House sits directly on the border between the United States and Canada. The main entrance and most of the opera seats are located in Derby Line, Vermont, but the library collection and the opera stage are located in Quebec. So this was sort of a trick question because the library is partially in the United States, but there are no books in the United States portion of the library.
Oh, interesting.
So, nicely done, librarians. They were 100% correct about that one.
Good job. Yay.
Let's go back to April. Another true or false. There is a library which allows a colony of bats to live inside its collection. Is that true or false?
Well, it's too good of a story not to be true. I mean, even if it isn't true, it needs to be true. But let's see if there's anyone out there who knows the answer. Can someone raise their hand if they know the answer?
Okay.
Could be in San Antonio, I think.
Let's find out. There are definitely active bat colonies. We went to the Texas Library Association conference and we did a bat cruise, which was one of the most terrifying experiences of my life. So I wouldn't want to see a bat in the library, but let's find out if there is a library that allows that. When we call on you, say what your name is and where you're calling from. Who are we hearing from now? Kath, can you hear us?
Yeah, I think I just had my hand up from before, but I'll just say that it's true.
It's true. Oh, sorry about that. It might have been from an old question.
That's okay, because
Do you want to hazard a guess where you think the library is that has the bats in it?
New Mexico.
New Mexico. Okay. So Kath says it's true. Kath, where are you calling from, by the way?
Idaho.
Idaho. Oh,
I have
Idaho.
no idea.
Did we talk to you earlier from Boise?
No, somebody else is I'm from Pocatello.
Excellent. Well, thank you for tuning in tonight. Kath says it's true. What do you think, April?
Yes, I will say it's true.
Okay, let's see what the correct answer is. True or false? It is true. The library that has bats is actually the Rococo Library in Portugal at the Mafra National Palace. A colony of bats is allowed to reside in the library to eat the book damaging bugs.
Well, that is so cool. And Rococo is a cool name.
It is definitely very cool. The pictures online look lovely. One day I would like to visit, but I don't want to see the bats. Let's go to June for question 16. Which of these authors was also a librarian? Was it Lewis Carroll, Beverly Cleary, Madeleine L'Engle, or all of the above? June, I think you're muted.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm not sure Lewis Carroll was a librarian. I'm going to ask an audience to raise their hand.
Okay, audience, raise your hand if you know the answer to this question.
Hello.
Jackie.
Hi, this is Jackie from Teaneck, New Jersey, and the answer is B, Beverly Cleary.
B, Beverly Cleary. What do you think, June? Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Excellent. Let's find out if that is the correct answer. So actually it was D, all of the above. Technically, L'Engle was a volunteer library, but they all did work in a library at one point in their lives. So Beverly Cleary was a librarian, but actually all of them were true.
Nice.
Excellent. Thank you for your answer, Jackie. Let's go to question 17, and we're back to Mike. Which book by Kekla Magoon is a Coretta Scott King honor book? Was it The Season of Styx Malone, How It Went Down, C, X, a novel co-written by Ilyasa Shabazz, or D, all of the above?
I am going to need some help on this one. So let's poll the audience.
Okay, audience, the poll is going to pop up. And we will get the answer to this question. We'll give everyone about 30 seconds to answer, and we will find out what everyone thinks. Okay, votes are trickling in. Just about 10 seconds left. Okay, let's share those poll results.
So actually I haven't read any of her work before.
Kekla is wonderful. All of the above is what they say.
Okay, well, let's go with all the above.
Okay. This, and we will find out if they were correct.
So if I started, which book should I start with?
Well, I would recommend How It Went Down. The answer is D, all of the above. So great job, everybody. How It Went Down is the first book in technically a duology, not really a duology. It has a companion novel that came out last year called Light It Up. It is fantastic, but certainly all of Kekla's books are wonderful, and she's a great writer. So you can't go wrong. I will also say that X, a novel, which is about Ilyasa Shabazz's father, Malcolm X. There's a new book coming with Ilyasa Shabazz, and it's co-written by Tiffany D. Jackson, and that's coming out in winter 21. So definitely check that one out. It's sequentially after X, a novel, but it can be read as a standalone. let's go to question 18. We're back to Adalyn. True or false? The Guinness World Record for largest overdue fine is over $1,000.
I guess says that, oh, for over $1,000? Yeah, I was gonna say 1,000 is like too cheap. I believe that. I believe that, but I'm going to play it safe and poll everyone.
All right, she's gonna poll everyone. And while we're polling you, I'm gonna ask the authors to fess up. How many library books do you have at home? Because currently I have 2 and they're due.
I haven't rented any I haven't checked any out during the pandemic, but there might be one that's like way overdue.
I returned all mine on time recently, and I just got a Tilly Walden book today. Is it On a Sunbeam? Is that what it's called?
Yes. Oh, I love
yes. So excited to read that. My hold list is so long because everything's taking a little bit longer, you know, but.
People like me who have the books at home and aren't bringing them back. April and June, how about you?
I just have one book out and it is due and I just finished it. But right now our library was not buying very many new books and I like to read hardcovers. So I've just been making a long list of books I want to check out when they start being open again. You can only just go there and pick up books at a scheduled time that you've reserved. You can't go into the library.
Nice. June?
I have one.
You have one.
I had many before when I worked at the library.
Nice. Let's end our poll and find out what the librarians say. So they said it's true.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe it's true. And I'm curious of how much the biggest fine is.
So let's find out what the Guinness World Record for overdue fine is. Is it over $1,000? It's actually false. So the world's largest fine for an overdue library book is $345. It was the amount owed at 2 cents a day for a poetry book called Days and Deeds. It was due back in 1955. It wasn't discovered until 47 years later, and they did pay the overdue fine. So that's pretty nice. I'm sure it was a donation to the library at that point and a chance at a Guinness World Record that maybe was part of the appeal there, but they did pay that fine.
In my head, it was like $10,000 in some ridiculous story.
Challenge by choice, everyone.
Challenge, guys. If you have a larger fine than that, you should submit yourself for the Guinness World Record because that was 2003. So I bet people have I know a lot of libraries are also forgiving their fines now, so it's harder to beat that record. And I think that's wonderful. I hope the New York Public Library is doing that because I do have 2 books. Okay, question 19. We are back to April. So speaking of library fines, stealing a library book might earn you some fines today, but historically the punishment was even greater. Complete the last line of this warning often found in books in medieval Europe. Steal not this book, my honest friend, for fear the gallows should be your end, and when you die, the Lord will say. Is it A, and where's the book you stole away? B, do not enter until you pay. C, didst not we warn you every day? And D, always heed what librarians say.
Well, you should have made it so that only one of them rhymed, so it would be easier. I don't know. Do not enter until you pay. That kind of implies that there were fines in medieval Europe, and I don't think there were. Didst we not warn you every day? Again, that seems like there'd be librarians. I don't know. It doesn't seem like that would happen. Always heed what librarians say sounds too modern. So rather than, I'm just going to go with my gut because Adalyn said we always should. I'm going to say, and where's the book you stole away?
Okay, let's find out if that's A, right? So let's find out if that's the correct answer. Yes, it is. And where's the book you stole away? Nicely done. Good going with your gut there. So June, on to you for our last question of Trivia Night. It's a true or false question, and it is an ALA Award history question. The following is an excerpt from Madeleine L'Engle's acceptance speech for the Margaret A. Edwards Award in 1998. To be a librarian, particularly a librarian for young adults, is to be a nourisher, to share stories, offer books full of new ideas, We live in a world which has changed radically in the last half century, and story helps us to understand and live creatively with change.
Sounds very true, but just in case, I'll poll the audience.
Okay, audience, it's your last poll. Did Adalyn Langell say this in 1998? We're going to poll the audience. Adalyn Langell is the author of A Wrinkle in Time, as you may know. The Marker Day Edwards Award, like I said, Steve Schenken was the winner this year. It's an award for lifetime achievement and a body of work. So very plausible that she would have won the award.
And she's a librarian, like the other one.
And she's a librarian volunteer. That's correct. We learned a lot about her tonight.
Yeah.
Let's finish our poll. It's been 30 seconds. And the librarians say it's true.
All right, we'll go for true then.
Okay, let's find out. Long pause for the last question. It is true, and we thank you, librarians, for all that you do for your young readers. We really do want to thank librarians and teachers for all you do to serve your communities. We know that books can help teens as they navigate a rapidly changing world, and we thank you for sharing these stories with them by the authors who are here tonight, the authors we talked about in trivia tonight, and all the books that you share in your wonderful libraries and schools. I believe we are almost out of time. We have about 5 minutes. Mary, do you want to ask some audience questions?
Yes, just because we have so little time left, I think the ones we have right now already queued up are perfect. Unless you have something that's a really burning question, you can submit it now and we'll try to go quick. But Melissa is also sharing where to find each of these authors on social media. So if you have a question that we can't answer, please find them there. So I think 2 questions for you all. The first question from Sarah Kelly is, if you had to choose one YA book for everyone to read that isn't yours, we all know we should read yours, which one would you choose? Who wants to start? One YA book. Tough question. April's ready.
I just finished How It Feels to Float by Helena Fox, a first-time Australian author, and I will put markings in books, little post-its for passages that I think are remarkable. And when I was done, my book looked like a porcupine. It was an amazing book, whimsical. It's about mental illness, and it's got a lot of depth to it, but just the way she approached things, it was beautifully written. It was a gorgeous book. Totally recommend it.
Great recommendation, April. Thank you. Who's ready? Mike's just unmuted, so I bet Mike's ready to go next.
Yeah, one of my favorite YA books of all time is I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson, which I hope everyone has read. But if you haven't, then just buy it right now. It's so wonderful. Is a not an adequate word, but it's really interesting. It's about a story of these twins who used to be really, really close, and then they've grown apart. And the story is told from each twin's perspective. I think one twin is like the early years, the other twins, the later years. And, there's a lot of mystery in it, but just, she's a beautiful way with words, and it just left a lasting impact on me, I'll say.
Great recommendation, Mike. June, you're unmuted. Do you want to go next?
I would say Courtney Summers Sadie. As someone who spends all her spare time watching Crime Watch, that book just was my cup of tea, and I'd recommend it.
Also can add a recommendation for that. And Adalyn?
Yeah, I'm gonna cheat. I'm saying 2. I'm sorry, nobody judge me. One is The Hate You Give, and the other one is, I don't know if it would technically be YA, but Howl's Moving Castle.
I've only seen the movie and could highly recommend that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was a YA book.
Yeah, I don't know, because it's older, so I don't know what it would be categorized as, but I would kind of guess YA.
Yeah, somewhere in that range sounds right.
Yeah.
So we have one more question that I think is a good one for this week. Oh, and someone just made a note that Howl's Moving Castle is amazing, plus sequels are great too. So lots of endorsements. One question, Kristen, Donna asked in the questions, a very great question, which said, didn't you say there was a way to win books? Can you remind us how to win books?
That's a great question. We'll put the Zoom link. Melissa, thank you. She's on the ball. You can enter to win those books there. You'll win hardcovers of all of the author's most recent works. We're also going to send it to you in an email with the recording of tonight's event so you can relive all the fun and enter to win those books at your leisure. I believe the sweeps closes next Friday, so you have a week to fill it out. And good luck. We will send those books directly to you if you win.
Great. So let's just end with one question I think is going to be good for all of us to sign out with, which is, what are your comfort reads? I think everyone could use some comfort right now. So what are you reading that comforts you?
Can we just go, or are we unmuted?
Oh, you can just go, whoever feels ready to start. Or maybe nothing's comforting you and that's okay too.
This is April, and when I was in high school, I love these books that were written in the 1940s by Samuel Schellenberger, and I reread Captain from Castile the other day, and it was everything that 14-year-old me loved, and it was fun to be back in that world again.
Yep, June, you're up.
Mine would be, there's two. Anne of Green Gables. Like, that world is like so peaceful and lovely, and the best place to go back to when the world is chaotic. And anything by Jane Austen.
Excellent recommendations. Big Anne fan over here. And Mike or Adalyn, any comfort to add?
For me, it's always fantasy. So like Maggie Stiefvater or Leigh Bardugo, which kind of skews a little bit darker. So I don't know what that says about me for comfort reads, but they're good books.
I mean, yes. I mean, I go further back to picture books and comic books from my childhood. Like if I'm having a day, like I'll totally read Frog and Toad. You know, for as, you know, ornery as Toad can be, there's just something very grounding, and I don't know, and Frog will always make me feel better. And yeah, I mean, I could just go list picture books, but
excellent answers all around. Like I think everyone finds comfort in different books, but I think we can all find it there. So thank you all for those recommendations. Kristen, do you want to wrap things up for the night?
Yes, everyone, that's all the time we have for trivia tonight. I do want to say we had a tie for winners. Mike and April, you both got all of your questions correct, so congratulations. You get the bragging rights for trivia night, although I do think you have to share your virtual trophies with all of your librarian friends. They helped you out a lot tonight. Don't forget to fill out that Google survey for your chance to win books. For those of you who don't win, please know you can always request digital arcs from Macmillan on NetGalley. April's Playing with Fire, June's Forest of Stolen Girls, and Adalyn's All the Tides of Fate are available on NetGalley, so you can go in and request them now. They're also part of the Galley Grab at the YALSA Symposium if you're attending the YALSA Symposium. And you can find more information about how to request ARCs on our website, MacKidsSchoolAndLibrary.com. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Like I said, we will send you a recording. We will send you a link to the Google form to enter to win books. And enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the YALSA Symposium. I hope everyone is able to get some rest. I know it's been quite a week, but thanks for spending an hour with us. This was a lot of fun. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, bye.